Sairam, everybody. Today, our session of Chintan Manthan, the topic that we have chosen to discuss is why some part of the world, some section of the world worships, respects cow. So, why is cow worshipped? Why cow has been respected? Why it has been given a special status amongst all the other animals? Why is it being regarded as holy, right? Now, more often we get Puranic narrative and more of belief system of cow is a god, it gives us the milk, which is true, of course. It is not just a belief system, of course it does. After the mother, the one who gives us the milk to ensure that we grow is cow. So everything, even the excreta of the cow has medicinal value. Cow dung is from where the bhasma is made. And cow dung, urine of the cow is Gomutra is very holy because it has a lot of medicinal value. So these are all the things which we have heard from the society, from the believers, from the scriptures, right? But what we have to look at is what is a logical reason? What is the intellectually reasoned out background that we worship cow as a mother, cow as holy? Cow is highly regarded and respected. So in order to do so, we have to go back to the human evolution. The opinions that we as Saipanthis have, what is going to be said or presented, can be a little controversial or can also be a very radical thought. But we have to understand the truth. We have to understand the facts as they are. So we cannot leave any subject unanswered. Logically, intellectually convincing answers. Because underlying truth is everything, every religious or a spiritual practice, every ritual in Sanatana Dharma or many religions have a reason and a rationale behind it. When the human mind is unable to comprehend, understand, and logically conclude the reasons, we tend to just brush it aside under the carpet and say that, okay, this is what it is. You will have to believe it. And then we start inducing fear, saying that if you do this, you will have this consequences, negative consequences, and so on and so forth. But as the sampradaya that we belong to, the Avadhuta sampradaya, the Avadhutas that we get to the bottom of everything. So in that process, let us understand why cow is worshipped, why cow is regarded as holy, and why we do not kill and eat cow in this. At least we are not supposed to, right? So let us not be under the impression that only in India, that is, the practitioners of the Sanatana Dharma or the Hindu Dharma, only they don't eat cow meat or they don't kill cow. Some countries in Africa also, they take pride in protecting cows. They don't kill, they don't eat, they worship, not worship, they respect. And I think it is in the Maasai tribe of Africa. The more number of cows you have, the higher your stature goes up in the society. They are very possessive and protective about the cows. If somebody harms the person who owns the cow herd, he may keep quiet, but if somebody harms the cows that he owns or he has, it will be a war. He'll wage a war, traditionally also. So now these are two different cultures, regions, and race. Sanatana Dharma, mainly the Caucasian race, and Afroid race in Africa. But there also, some of the tribes are very possessive, protective about the cows. Why? Right. Now we have to go back, travel back, and we have to see the origin of Homo sapien, human beings. Now the fundamental question arises that we, the human beings, by theory of evolution, I am going strictly by Charles Darwin's theory. By theory of evolution, were we herbivorous or carnivorous? Or were we omnivorous? No matter how much we brush it aside, no matter what kind of Puranic narrative we try to express, no matter what arguments people present, the fact, the truth is that yes, we were carnivorous. We were not born vegetarians at all. We, as in maybe millions of years ago, a million years ago at least, were hunters. We used to hunt, kill, and eat. Human race was carnivorous. No doubts about it. Your or our physiological evolution, let us understand. Compare yourself with the herbivorous animals versus carnivorous animals. Carnivorous animals have their eyes straight, necks parallel to each other. Herbivorous animals have their eyes to the side. Carnivorous, the non-vegetarians, need their focus and attention straight at the target. So the eyes, the pair of eyes are always straight. Herbivorous animals, they need to protect themselves. They can be the victims of hunting. They can get hunted. They have to look all around. So the eyes of the herbivorous animals, the cow, even the elephant, which is the most powerful, the antelope, deer or antelope, all the herbivorous animals have their eyes to the sides. Carnivores have their eyes straight focused. Science. Let us not accept something just because it is a religious narrative. No. Fact, truth, that we were carnivores. No doubt about it. Those days, a million years ago, where was cooking? Forget cooking, invention of fire. Where was cultivation to be vegetarians? There was no cultivation. Herbs, fruits, which people used to taste over a period of time, what is good, what is bad for the body, they used to. But main source of food which was consumed by the Homo sapiens was meat. Biologically, we are carnivorous. No doubt about it. Let anybody debate or present it in a different way. We are not interested in Puranic narrations and this and that. No. It's a truth. Were we carnivorous only? No, we became from carnivorous to omnivorous. We used to eat fruits, vegetables, and also meat. Or we used to eat meat mainly and also the other things like the fruits, vegetables, which were grown in the wild. So we became omnivorous. Let us stop at this about our history. Now, what happened? Over a period of time, after the invention of fire, the wheel, the cultivation, the human evolution went on and on. Human race or the Homo sapiens started evolving. They started evolving intellectually, maybe 15,000 years ago. So when they started evolving, they started moving, then consciously, they started avoiding certain animals to be killed for food. Now they started evolving and they finally became from carnivorous, some section of the society, not all of them, not the whole mankind, became from carnivorous to omnivorous. But this fact is very important. Since we were born carnivorous, since the human being or the Homo sapiens origin is that of a carnivorous, what is it that we used to consume? The other meat of another animal was protein. Completely protein-based diet. Meat is high supplier or content of meat is highest is protein. The vegetables, the fruits, what we cultivate, the food grains, they were all carbohydrates. Most of them are carbohydrates. Fibers, carbohydrates. But what is required for the human body was always meat. Because we have evolved from there. So the human race continue to have become both vegetarian and non-vegetarian, which is carnivorous and herbivorous, that makes them omnivorous. When they were omnivorous, they used to consume meat and also the vegetables and fruits and things like that. Now what happened? The human intellect started evolving and evolving and evolving. And the feelings, emotions, the innate feelings of compassion, love, which turned into not killing some other animal to fulfill their hunger, feed the members of their family. When that thought started intruding the human mind, they started becoming fish eaters, from die-hard non-vegetarians to fish eaters, and they started eating smaller birds. So all these things were evolving. Now, when it comes to cow, why we worship cow? Because cow is the only animal which gives the animal protein to the Homo sapien and yet allows us to continue to be vegetarians. The milk of the cow is something which has animal fats and proteins. That is the only thing. The cow, milk of many other animals and the mammals, we can compare it with or draw parallels with. Nothing is as complete as the milk of the cow. Milk of the cow was so rich and enriching. Today also we know we get whey protein from the milk, cow's milk. We get the yogurt, curd, the milk in itself, the cottage cheese, the cheese, everything that we have. Highest amount of protein. Because of that one animal called the cow, which allowed the mankind to evolve from being carnivorous to omnivorous to herbivorous. That is why we worship cow. That is why this institution or the Sanatana Dharma, which embraced vegetarianism, yet all the physical necessities of proteins and the animal proteins that we are used to, this human body is used to, was made available by the cow. The worshipping of cow was started by Maharshi Manu or Raja Manu. Manu was a king as well as a rishi because he evolved the mankind. Today we call man, Manushya, Manava, Manuja, Manukula, everything. It is out of respect to Maharshi Manu. When Maharshi Manu said he was the one who evolved us, was Manu an individual or an institution or a school of thoughts is something which we have to dive deep on, because one person would not have been able to evolve the Homo sapiens like the way he has. Or maybe he established the order and everybody who sits in that chair was called Manu. So Manu. The worshipping of cow is 14,000 years old. 10 to 12,000, 14,000 years old. And this was something which was given to the world by Maharshi Manu. Now, the actual, the factual reason for we worshipping the cow is because that is the only animal. Of course, it is beautiful. It is very calm. It has a emotional connect with the people who rear the cow, who looks after. It is beautiful. Everything is nice. But that is the only animal. That's the only thing which gives the animal protein which the human body requires, or at least required in ancient days for physical growth. We all know that when a child infant is born, either the mother gives the milk, after some time mother cannot give, then the cow's milk is fed to the children. They do not get any, sorry, excuse my language, a chicken soup or broth or something for the child. First, they give the milk because that is the only thing after mother's milk which suits an infant. So that is the reason why cow is worshipped as a mother. It has been considered holy because everything that of a cow is of, well, everything that a cow gives is good for the human race. Urine is disinfectant. Cow dung dried can work as a fuel. It has medicinal value. Cow gomutra also has medicinal value. And with the milk that the cow gives, it has highest amount of animal protein in it. You can make, multiple variations of it, your ghee, your butter, your paneer or cottage cheese, your clarified butter, your butter, the milk, the cheese. We have variations now, goat cheese, this cheese and that cheese, but predominantly, primarily, if it is milk, it is cow. So the actual reason why cow is worshipped, regarded, and respected is because it is a respectable animal which gives us the animal protein for our growth from infancy till now. So a glass of milk is always advised for all of us. Now, another point which we have to look at is also look at the logical plan of Maharshi Manu. If that, Mandabuddhi or less educated people started killing the cows and eating also, how will they survive? It has better value when it is alive. So the induction of the fear and saying that the crores of gods reside in the cow has to be worshipped, and that was also induced because we were just beasts. Whichever walks, crawls, or flies, we used to kill and eat. That was our life a million years ago. So when they started evolving, Maharshi Manu brought in the system, a cow has to be worshipped. It is a sin to kill the cow. It has to be looked after, it has to be nurtured, it has to be a member of the family. These are all the logical understanding of cow. And yet we are so selfish that we worship cow for our own selfish benefit. And cow is so selfless. It's so beautiful. I don't know. When I was growing up, when I was in my childhood, I used to go to my village and then there were cows at, at home, and then I used to get connected. They were so nice, so beautiful, so sweet, and they used to connect with us so well. So, I mean, that emotional bonding, they have very strong emotions, unlike other animals. The difference is a cow has emotions. It just doesn't have four animal instincts, which is the fear, the procreation, the sleep, and eating. That is fixed for all the animals, most of the animals, mainly the carnivorous. But cow has emotions. It's so beautiful. It's so nice. It looks so nice. So these are the reasons, but we have to look at a point where Maharshi Manu understood all these things. Our rishis understood all these things. They studied that, the protein required for the human race, though they are being vegetarians, comes only from cow. And they have to worship, look after, nurture, and take care of the cows. So this emotional bonding, worshipful bonding with the cow was established 10, 12,000 years ago. So let us respect that animal. Let us worship. I'm sure we all live in urban societies. We cannot afford to, rear a cow at home. But if we can, somewhere, spend some time with a cow, trust me, you will feel so emotionally connected with it. It is a very beautiful, soft, nice animal. So I would suggest please do, right? Now, having explained about the cow, why it is worshipped, the actual reason. And Puranas also worship cow. Kamadhenu, cow is also called as Kamadhenu, wish fulfilling. All are wish fulfilling. Cow is called Kamadhenu. So that's the level we worship and take up, regard cow. So whatever few words I have expressed and given the actual reason why cow is being worshipped. So if you all have any questions, I'm ready to take. None whatsoever.
Bhaiya, doesn't buffalo milk also have protein?
Yeah.
Or are,
Cow, buffalo, they do.
is it considered under the same category?
Yes. Anyone else has any other question?
Like bhaiya, the milks, but that normally we get through cooperatives these days. Like not earlier used to be like directly from a cow or something. Now we get through cooperatives and all through organizations. So is it of the same quality?
I am not competent enough to comment on that, but yes, more or less. If you go to the good brands like the ones which are prevalent, I don't think there is any adulteration there. But I was expecting a very strong, very logical question, but nobody has asked me that question. So let me pose the question to myself. I had left it for you all to pose it to me. Anyway, what about being a vegan? Today's world, becoming a vegan is a trend, isn't it? When I'm asking you all.
Yes, Bhaiya.
Huh? So what about vegans? Vegans or vegan logic is something which I beg to completely differ. I find it very unscientific, illogical, absolutely illogical. Doesn't make sense. Not at all. They want to talk about the milk is for the calf. Of course, it is for the calf. The excess milk is only drawn. The corrupt practices is not what I'm talking about. The excess milk is only drawn. Ancient days. Not that the calves were deprived of mother's milk. No. Cow used to have excess milk. That is what was drawn out. Not that we used to, deprive the calf of its rightful food. No, it's never in the culture. It's a wrong narrative. I find it veganism as pretty ridiculous, right? And if you see why the importance of milk products, milk related products like the ghee, butter, everything, even in our Puranas, so much has been spoken about, so much has been depicted. Lord Krishna has been called as a Navanita Chora. Navanita is butter, makhan. Always, he used to drink milk, he used to eat butter, he used to steal, or he used to, all these things were Puranic narrative about how important the butter cow, butter, milk, and milk related products, products which are from the milk, is important for us. So Puranas did cover that. Puranas have their role to play. Lord Krishna has been shown as a head of the cow herd. He used to take care of the cows. Why? Because that is an animal which is so important for our physical evolution and providing us with the necessity animal protein that we look for. Now, vegans have alternative protein sources, this and that, maybe not. I don't want to comment about it, but then, no, it is ridiculous. Right. Anyone else has any other questions? Right.
Ravindraji,
Hanji, Sunita.
the cows are very badly treated now. Perhaps that is the reason why veganism has come about, because I don't think one can even trust. There is so much of fraud going on as regards milk. If one is scared to consume it today.
I
So that
agree.
is the reason probably
Yeah,
that
I
vegan.
agree with that. Sorry if I have offended any vegans here, if there are any, I'm so sorry. But then the fact is that let us face the fact. It is not logical anyway. Yes, adulteration and things. We human beings are known to spoil what is good for us. And yeah, greed, corrupt, that we are. Unfortunate, but yes, true.
The cows are impregnated so often, and all that.
Sairam, Monica, you can stop the record.